Who is Esau according to the Bible? This is going to be a good one. You were told about Esau and you were lied to. And I'm going to tell you right here, I got all the facts about Esau. Let's find out who Esau and who Job really was according to this Bible. Okay, let's go to Job 1. There was a man in the land of Uz, or Uz, whatever you want to say. His name was Job. Okay, this man was perfect and upright. Do you hear what I'm saying? The man was perfect and upright. And he feared God right here. He feared God. He feared God. This word is different than Yahweh or Lord. This word. This is Lord. Okay? This is Lord. This man here feared God. Okay? He was perfect. Job was perfect. Okay? And he says here, this man, and also he was the greatest man of the east of ever. Okay? Greatest man. He was from the east. He was from the land of Uz. Okay, listen what this book is telling you. And then this Lord says, hast thou considered my servant, my slave, Job? There's none like him in the earth, a perfect and upright man. There's none like him. There's none like this guy in the earth. None like Job in the earth. Okay, where did Job come from? Who was his father? Where did he come from? Okay, evidence. The land of Uz, they're from the east. Who were the men from the east? They were the descendants of Esau. Okay, we should know this right here. I'm showing you right here. He was a descendant of Esau. Okay, where was the land of Uz? Okay, they were in or the territory of Edom. Okay, so we know that it tells you about the land of Uz and the men of the east. But this is a unique man. There was none like him. But who was his grandfather? Who was this man's grandfather? Who was his father? Okay, because this is what you need to know. Okay, let's look at Job 42 in the LXX. Okay, this is the Septuagint. This is before they removed. This is the older version of the Bible. They removed this from the Bible because they don't want you. I'm already linking it together with the land of Uz and the man of East. Okay, we know he was, and there's also his friends. So let's go look at this right here. Textual evidence. Okay, Job's friends, Eliphaz, Bildad, Zophar. Okay, they're likely Edomites. Okay, they're Edomites. Okay, so here Job's hanging with the Edomites. Okay, why is he hanging with the Edomites? Why is he from the land of the east? Why is he from the land of Uz? Because he was. Listen to what I'm telling you here. Right here, this is Job 17, and now you get the whole version of Job 17. Job died, old man full of days, right here. Okay, and he said right here, and he himself was the son of the father Zair, one of the sons of Esau, and one of his mother Basora, and that he was the fifth from Abraham. These were the kings who reigned in Edom. Okay, these were for the kings who reigned in Edom, which country he also ruled over. First, Balak, the son of Beor. The name of the city was Deneba, right here. But after Balak, Jobab, this name Jobab, who is called Job. Okay, Jobab, who is called Job. Okay, so Job. Okay, who is Job? Jobab, who is called Job, right here. So Jobab is Job. Okay. Now, if you look at, they're telling you his father, he came from the lineages of Zair, right here. Okay, now who is Zair? We need to find out who Zair is, because this is where Job came from. Well, let's look and find out who Zair is. Right here in Genesis 36, the kings of Edom. And these are the kings that reigned in the land of Edom. Okay. And before they reigned, any king over the children of Israel. Okay, so this is kings that were reigning in Edom. Okay, and Bela died, and Jobab, the son of Zer, reigned in his stead. Right here, the son of Zer reigned in his stead. Okay, so Jobab, the son of Zerah. We know Jobab from, I just read to you that Jobab was a son, was Job. He was the son of Zerah. Okay, he was the son of Zerah. But it was Esau. In the biblical account, Zerah was one of the sons of Reuel. It turned out, who was in turn a son of Esau. Zerah. Here's Zerah. Okay, right here, right here. He was one of the grandsons of Esau. So of course he was. So Zair was grandson of Esau right here. I mean, it's literally right here. Now you have to understand that um, there's changes in the book. Okay, the Septuagint right here. This is there's evidence that Jobab was Job, and they're the same person. We know that. I showed you right here. Job was the second king of Edom. We can prove that from these books. Job was the great nephew of his friend Eliphaz. Okay, that's also in this book. Okay, but I showed you that Eliphaz was um, these were he was a Temanite. These were from Esau. These were Edom. Okay, I showed you right here. Job was the fifth generation descendants from Abraham. We know that too. Job and all his friends were Edomites. Okay, so we know who Job was, but we got a problem. We got a problem because Job, right here, Job was the greatest of all men from the east. Okay, and he was perfect. He was perfect. He was a perfect and upright man. Okay, so Job, which is Esau's grandson, is perfect. So Esau raises his offspring, and they were perfect. Okay, perfect. None like them in the earth. None like them. Okay, they were perfect. Okay, why? Why did he say? Why did he say this? Okay, as it is written right here, as it is written, Jacob I have loved, Esau I have hated. Okay, okay, but you love Esau I have hated, but Esau's grandson, there's no one perfect, no one perfect than Job, than Esau's grandson. But you're gonna hate him. But it's not about anything. It says here he was trying to tell him, man, I'm picking him because he picked Jacob. Why did this so-called Lord, which is just a man of war, because if you look at Yahweh, which is Lord, is a man of war. Yahweh is his name. So this is not God, which Job followed. This was just a man of war. This is just a man of war posing as your God. They were saying that Job was going to curse him face to face. No, you're not seeing God face to face. So this is not God. This Yahweh character is not the Most High, or the high where you consider who God was. This is Yahweh, which was a man of war, and he hates Esau. Okay, and you got to look at, he hates Esau, and he hates his offspring, but his offspring's perfect, perfect. Okay, so this is very troubling, because Jacob is a liar. Okay, according to Genesis 27, if you look at verse 19, and Jacob has a plan with the mother, and he's got telling Isaac, who's laying on the bed, who are you, Esau or Jacob? Jacob replied, it's Esau, right here, your firstborn son, which is a lie, because Esau was firstborn. And the firstborn says this, he's going to serve the younger. So Esau is going to serve this Jacob. And that's the way the Lord is going to ordain it on the earth. Okay, so Esau, people say, oh, Esau, who is Esau? Is he the white man? You got these Hebrew Israelites, Esau's the white man, or this. You don't know who Esau. I guarantee you don't know who Esau is. Okay, you don't know who Esau is. These people were right. They have a righteous lineage on the earth. So here you go. Jacob replied, it's Esau, your first son. So he's lying right here. Okay, he's lying right here. I've done as you told me. Here's your wild game. Now sit up and eat so you give me your blessing. So here he is lying to his father. Okay, this is Jacob. Okay, this is the one the Lord loves. This is the one the Lord loves. This is the one that says, it's written, I have loved, but Esau I have hated. Okay, but I can prove to you, but Esau's lineage is righteous. Righteous. Jacob was a liar, but this is not, you're not dealing with um, the God here is, you are dealing with one called Yahweh, which is the man of war. Okay, well, he was the man of war. And when you read this book, Job, they killed his family. You have to see what they did. This one that called before the Lord, this Lord, okay, what he does is he takes this entity, which they call Satan in here, but they go and they take his family and they kill his family, okay, and they kill all his family and they take everything. They give him noisome and grievous sores. They really torture this poor guy named Job. They and they torture him the whole time, and they really do this just to see. They're testing this one that was from this somewhere else. And they didn't like him. He hated him because he hates Job. And really hates Job because Job is from Esau. Okay, so he's going to treat him unfairly right here. And it's evident. The evidence is just read Job, how much he gets attacked. He kills all his family, but then the Lord says, yeah, okay, I'm done torturing Job. I'm going to give him another family. But his whole family was killed. His whole family and all his friends, his Edomite friends, all his Edomite ancestors, everybody, but they were killed because they were testing, how could this guy be such a perfect and upright man? Because he was perfect and upright. The grandson of Esau was perfect and upright. That's the secret regarding Esau and Job in this book, because they want to tell you that this God hates Esau. Like your creator's gonna, you know what? I'm gonna hate the people. Like this, that's a trait that men do. Hate. That's a trait. You mean to tell me your creator's gonna hate people, but then he's gonna take one that lies and deceives his father, and he's going to choose that one over this one? Well, he chooses Jacob. We know why he chooses Jacob, because the ancestor, the people from Jacob, this God Yahweh uses them. He takes them out of Egypt. He uses the same seed line to go kill and go into the land of Canaan and use these people to mercilessly kill these other nations. And the descendants of Jacob, they do as this God tells them to do. And they go in and they murder and kill in the land of Canaan. Okay, but the descendant of Esau would not do that. See, he can't use these people. He can't use these people. He can't use Job. He can't use them. You know why he can't use them? Because they were perfect. They're perfect. And they're perfect. And Job was taught to be perfect because he was taught another way. That's why Esau was always on the run and always under attack, because he did not bow to this one called the Lord, which was Yahweh. He didn't bow to this one. He did not do according. His birthright meant nothing. This birthright of this Lord, or whatever this was, didn't mean nothing to Esau. Okay, did not mean nothing to Esau. And he told his grandson the same thing, Job. He told him, okay, you be perfect in the earth. This is you go another way. Okay, you be perfect and upright. Okay, this is who Job, this is who Esau, this is their lineage. Okay, in the Bible, they purposely take out, remove the information that you know who the Edomites were and where they came from, who Job was. They purposely remove this information because they don't want to tell you a certain thing. And this, like I said, they were from the east, and it's proven they were from the east, okay, and they were from the land of Uz, and it tells you right there. And I don't have to go any further because Job, this was his land where he was from, as Edom, okay. Who were the people from the east? That's what you have to know. You have to know Who were the people of the East? I got all of them here. Yes, Zer was Job's father. Yes, according to certain Greek and Latin versions of the book of Job, Zer, a descendant of Esau, is considered the father of Job. Right here, right here. But they got King James got to take that out of there. It says right here who they were. It says right here, okay, right here, and the birthright, because they knew that the birthright was going to go to a righteous man. This birthright was Esau was the righteous man. Esau was the righteous man. Jacob was not the righteous man. Jacob was not the righteous man. He was a liar. So don't be confused about Esau and the Dukes of Edom and who they were on the earth. And if anybody tells you otherwise, these were righteous men on the earth, and I can prove it to you, and I proved it to you right here. So that's all I want to say about Edom and Esau and Job. Thanks.